name's Jan Marino, and I want to welcome you to the show. We've renamed this show the Reinvention Chronicles because we're going to focus on particularly baby boomers who have reinvented themselves and their businesses. And so today I'm really excited to have Bob Carlson with Patina Solutions with us today because his business helps other businesses reinvent themselves. And on the other end, he also works with individuals who are trying to reinvent themselves. So Bob, I'm really glad you're here.
Well, thank you, Jan, for having me. Patina is an interesting company, very fast growing. And the reason we grow so fast is that we're an alternative to more traditional advisory firms.
Okay.
The typical great consulting firm has a partner and a leveraged model where they bring in a team of very well-trained 30-year-olds, MBAs, very smart people, and they do a great job. However, sometimes something is vital enough to a company that they'd rather have an individual who's done that very thing a dozen times in their career. And so we're using practitioners of industry versus consultants.
Okay, so tell me the difference between what is a practitioner?
Well, let's say you have a problem with sales in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Rather than coming in and talking to you about what you ought to be doing in Southeast Asia to improve your sales, we'll come in with someone who's actually managed and led a successful Southeast Asian sales operation.
Okay, all right. So tell me a little bit about your reinventions and your transitions to get to Patina Solutions.
Well, my reinvention started a long time ago. I was working at General Electric Company out of college, worked there for almost a decade, and got to know two GE executives who left the firm or left the company and invited me to join them. At the time, friends and family thought it was a little weird that, especially with a new baby at home, I would leave General Electric to go work for a startup business.
Yeah.
But I did, and that company wound up going public. It was a big success.
Oh, good.
It was in the professional services space. And it's where I met our current CEO, Mike Harris. This is the third company he and I have worked together at.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's been a great ride.
That's great. So what kind of trends are you seeing in the workplace as far as employment? I'm hearing a lot of things about free agency and short gigs for people, and you won't be working at a company for 25 years anymore. And what are you guys seeing?
Well, the last 10 years has obviously seen some pretty seismic shifts in the workplace. And when you combine that in terms of just the globalization and the changes in the market with the fact that 10,000 baby boomers are reaching retirement age every day, there is a rapid vacuum being created in leadership within corporations as the next generations have tens of millions of fewer people, and therefore just based on numbers alone can't fill the void by themselves. And so what that has done is created an opportunity for baby boomers who have worked in industry, who want to go back and use some of that valuable experience that they've gained to help these companies solve problems. Sometimes it's as going back in a full-time leadership position, but more often than not, and 80% of our business is around coming in and solving a very specific problem that a company might have. And it's a great opportunity. Many times, the first time someone has worked with us, it's the first time they've done consulting.
Right.
And so that might be the biggest change for them. But most of them, once they get into it, they really tend to love it.
Yeah. It's so you're seeing that trend then of people coming in and doing a specific project perhaps, and then moving on to another company.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have, if you're talking about in terms of taking permanent roles, there's some of that.
Yeah.
But more often than not, we'll use the same consultant at multiple different places.
Okay.
And that's the change that they have to get used to. Rather than being part of a single team, they may be helping 6 different teams. And so that's a wonderful thing. And so we're growing because we're helping solving problems that companies have, the reason we're being successful at it is that we're working with people who are so experienced
Right.
and so great. What we sell is the specificity of the skill set. If you are in a certain industry, we're going to give you someone to solve that problem who's lived and walked in your shoes.
And that I think is such a huge need. That's why you guys are doing so well.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
So I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions. One is, what advice would you give someone who is going through a career transition right now?
Well, from Patina's perspective,
Right.
our primary mission is to help companies.
Right.
Working with these great folks. I would suggest that you find the right company to work with. I would submit that Patina would be an awful good company to work with, and create a partnership. I mean, we're not an employment agency.
Right.
We're not out there looking for jobs for people. We're
Right.
trying to solve important problems for companies.
Yeah.
So we're looking for people in the marketplace who think that they've got a skill set that is marketable to come
Okay.
in and help us understand what that opportunity might be.
Okay.
I've got a team of very experienced business development people
Mm-hmm.
talking to senior level decision makers every day. Partner with those folks and you'll find a good opportunity.
Okay. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you or Patina Solutions, how do they go about that?
Well, go to our website, www.patinasolutions.com, and all our contact information is there.
Okay, great. All right. Well, listen, again, I want to thank you very much. I think that all the information we talked about is invaluable and really important in today's marketplace. So thanks again. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you,
And
Jan.
we'll see you all later.